won't be quiet, it won't be safe, and it won't be calm.
Run up and down lots of corridors!
That was the one!
He's turned off to the right, Brigadier.
Locking phasers on target.
They're locking phasers. Ray shields.
Fire!
But I tell you what it will be. I'll tell you what it will be. A trip of a lifetime.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good morning. Oh, that's a bit skewered. I want to say, if we move this over here. And move this like that. No. That looks about right. Good evening, guys. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are in the world. I'm a bit cream crack, and I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit cream crack. Listen, here's where I am in life right now. Right? I got what was it? I got 4 adult children. Right? I got 4 adult children. I just made one wedding, fortunately. And look, making a wedding is expensive. It's very expensive, right? Fortunately, we got everything sorted out in the last one. Got the hall booked. It's hot. Oh man, getting a Jewish wedding together is a thing, right? And it's a nightmare. Got the new suit. Got everything. And then the war started, right? And he actually ended up getting married a couple of days earlier in where he was, like my oldest son. So now my younger son's been in combat for a while now. He's aching to get married, right? So my wife just went last night. Wife just went last night with his fiance, and again, you got to go and tour all these bloody halls, and thank God I didn't have to go. Thank God. I thought I did at one point, and then my wife said, "There's no point you going." I'm like, yes. Oh, so we got that going on. So right, yeah, and then on top of that, my younger daughter, she's got herself a very nice bow, right? Very nice bow. I quite like him. He's very shy. He's very sweet. He's very shy. But like, I don't know where they are, like religiously, right? But I get the impression that wedding bells aren't a million miles away, right? So I'm now faced with the prospect of having to make 2 weddings in 1 year, and I was like, what? Who? Where? And then who knows? Like, I said to my other daughter, maybe you'll get married as well this year. Who knows? So anyway, I'm working a lot more. I just finished work like about 3 minutes before this stream. I was trying to remember the name. Yeah, I'll show you what I was working. I'm quite happy with this. 1 second. It's no, I won't bother. It's a book cover, right? But man, I use so much AI stuff nowadays. I mean, it's just look. AI is a tool that we just got to get used to it. It's here, right? It's here. I think it's a terrible idea to use it for scripting, right? I really think it's an absolutely awful idea for that, because I don't think AI. I mean, that's not true though, because you have these really awful shows that Disney keeps pumping out. They can make those as AI, but then again, why? What's the point, right? Why bother even making these shows? That said, oh boy, I just discovered something new. It's not new. It's from 2005. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. People are recommending it to me for years. It's on Disney Plus. I paid for it through to July. Oh, thank God that's nearly over. I don't think I'm going to renew Disney Plus. Right? D Plus? Why? Right? Just why? But It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, that is really good, right? That I watched an episode of that last night. You know what else I watched last night? Because I'm getting ready to see Furiosa. And I haven't listened to people's reviews of it, but I think people are being somewhat reactionary, calling it woke, right? Is it woke? Is it not woke? I mean, yeah, you are taking Mad Max and replacing her with a female lead, but I don't think you are, right? I haven't seen it. But I watched. I watched the first 30 minutes of Fury Road last night because I wanted to find out if it was just one long action scene, right? Is it just one long action scene? And no, actually it isn't. But you the first action scene goes for a good half hour. Oh God, is it awesome? The reason I was watching it's like I'm big into 4K right now, right? I've really just discovered 4K. I'm like, wow. So Fury Road on 4K, freaking awesome, right? Tom Hardy wasn't that great as Mad Max, I've decided. However, that was my other revelation. I did this video the other. Hang on a second, I didn't pull up any eye candy. I did a video about rebooting Blake 7, right? And so my idea. Oh, here it is. Let me follow it right there. Doing. Oh man, that's a great thumbnail. Just on today's thumbnail. Man, did I do a good job, if I may say so. So I did this video. Look, basically, I was schmoozing about Blake 7 because I saw this piece of artwork, and it's just gorgeous, right? It's absolutely gorgeous. So, if you recall, right, it was I was casting a movie of Blake 7, and the overwhelming reaction is that, or just leave it alone. Everyone's like, just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Anyway, for Avon Mads Mikkelsen, right? Villa, I wanted to do Joseph Gilgun. And then Gan would be, what's the name? Stephen Graham. Right, Stephen Graham's perfect for Gan. Joseph Gilgun's a really, that reminds me. Yeah, I was playing, let me find this stuff. Because I was playing around with it with AI to see how it would come out. It actually came here. Let me pull that up. Where is that? I'll go over here. But I realized, right? I thought, what's his name? Also from This Is England, the one from Prime Suspect. What's her name? Vicky McClure would be a great Callie. Who did I think of for Server? I can't remember. Right? I cannot remember. Here, let me take you through. I use several AI models right now, right? Things. Here, one second. But then I realized Tom Hardy would be freaking awesome as Blake, right? Tom Hardy would be a great Blake. Anyway, so this is my mid journey, and I ended up, by the way, for today's thumbnail, just using a somebody like wearing a Sherlock Holmes costume for Rusty Davis in the background. So yeah, that's me trying to present it. These are different backgrounds that I made, right? For and again, but. And that could. Then I tried to make earlier. I tried to make what's it called again? Deerstalker hats. But okay, here we go. Movie post with Tom Hardy as a criminal revolutionary in a sci-fi dystopian future. Right. The costume's not really right, but like Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy and starring in Blake 7. Yeah, I can be behind that. But this is one. And then I wanted to do Tom Hardy and Joseph Gilgun. None of those came out well, right? But then before that, I got it wrong. I said Tom Holland instead of Tom Hardy, and he got like all this weird spot. That's kind of a good, cool crossover, right? I guess that's what dominates the searches. Anyway, this was Christian Bale as Blake. It couldn't do Libra. I mean, I wasn't going to play with it forever, but like it couldn't do Libra. I thought Christian Bale as Blake looks quite good, right? But here's what I love. Joseph Gilgun as Villa. Does this not look like a great take on Villa, right? This is just nails Villa. I think this is really perfect, right? If I say so myself. I really, right? It just 100%. This gives me Villa vibes. She cried. I would have to face off it. Then what was this one? More Joseph Gilgun as Villa. But none of them really work. And yeah, this is when I was just a movie post on Blake 7 with Christian Bale as Blake, right? That was not bad. Oh, and Mads Mikkelsen as Avon. Excuse me. This is the essence of Avon. Mads Mikkelsen as Avon. That'll be great. That would be great. This is when I hit. So this one I tried to do a full movie poster. The movie with Mads Mikkelsen as movie poster of Blake 7 with Mads Mikkelsen as Avon, Christian Bale as Blake, Joseph Gilgun as Villa, Stephen Graham as Gan, Vicky McClure as Callie, and Emilia Clarke as Jenna. Well, that's an interesting take. I think Emilia. Who did we we think for Serverland? These somebody can like really like give a very powerful performance. I don't know. But there you go. So these are the back. I use this AI engine mainly for backgrounds, right? So that's where all this stuff comes from. I said I wanted a picture of Margaret Thatcher hanging in the background. No, they couldn't work it out. Anyway, fine. So I was gonna say, yeah, Tom Hardy is Blake. That I was thinking about last night while I was watching Mad Max. That really works, right? That really works. Still, my favorite Tom Hardy movie still remains Bronson, right? Bronson is crazy, like just crazy. I can I get the trailer of that? 1 second. Did I download that video? I think I did, didn't I? Hang on. My life's a living hell, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, good. I got that. What's it? There you go. 1 second. So, well, what was I looking for? Bronson. Oh man, if you haven't seen Bronson, it's a strong recommend, right? Bronson with Tom Hardy. Doing. Still, again, one of my absolute one of his absolute best movies, and it's the first movie I saw him in. No, the first movie I saw him in was Star Trek. What was that one called? Nemesis, maybe. I'm thinking maybe it's Star Trek Nemesis. Yeah, that's not good. It was so forgettable. Like you can't even remember the bloody name of it, right? Man, was it Star Trek Nemesis? It was the last Next Gen movie, right? They did Generations, that was cack. They did First Contact, awesome. They did. I got a lot of love for Insurrection, right? And after Insurrection was Nemesis, wasn't it? I think it was Nemesis. Anyway, here's Bronson, right? It's incredible Bronson, and it is freaking awesome. Strong recommend.
My name's Charles Bronson. And all my life I've wanted to be famous. I knew I was made for better things. I just didn't know what hands. This is the post office I did own. This is what I got away with. And this is what they gave me.
7 years.
Don't worry, son. You'll be out in 4.
Yeah, so it's basically, this is a real guy. Charlie Bronson, Britain's most violent prisoner. Fascinating guy, like, and I love hearing Tom Hardy being interviewed talking about it. Right, he's very artistic and I would say and intelligent. Well, that's at least the way he played him. And also, there's something just not wired up right about him because he's insanely violent. Oh, and it really is a great performance because there's lots of like inter-camera stuff he does. Yeah, that's pretty much both. But a lot of the movie, he's naked, covered in feces and blood.
I'll give you magic in there.
Magic? You just pissed on a gypsy in the middle of nowhere. It's hardly the hottest ticket in town, darling.
I love you.
I love Brian.
Who's Brian?
So yeah, I mean, like you it really is fascinating to get to this guy's life.
Going on holiday?
No. Something better than that. I'm going to make a name for myself.
I mean, I guess if you work out, like, I think one of the big problems with being incredibly violent is just getting over the fear of being violent, right? And the fear of being hit. And like, obviously, he works out and looks after himself, right? But like, that's a really interesting superpower to unlock. Like, oh yeah, I can I'll fight. I wish he had a YouTube channel now because I would love to hear his thoughts on stuff.
Knockout.
You're a star.
I did come into this world as Michael Peterson, but I'll go out with my fighting name, Bronson.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That is, I think it's one of his best. I like a bit of Tom Hardy. I do like a bit of Tom Hardy. Anyway, what was I talking about? So Tom Hardy is Blake. What else was I talking about? Man, Doctor Who. Not doing so good. New ratings out. Actually, these ratings were slightly better than the week before, even though they were lower, right? Because they demonstrated the bump that it got for on iPlayer was infinitesimally higher, right? You had the week before it was like a 2.04, right? And it went up to 3.91, which is hang on. I mean, like we'll do a whole segment when we go over this stuff. So it was 3.91 minus 2.04, so it got a bump of 1.87, right? So now it got this today's was 3.558, right? So it's still going down. 3.58. I think it's going to go up next week. I think next week it's going to be something like 3.8 is my guess. 3.58 minus. Oh, I did the math wrong. I did it wrong. Hang on. It was it Devil's Cord was 3.91. Only that high because of the lead into it was a lead into Eurovision. Minus 2.4. Yeah, 1.51 bump, right? That's what I thought. So I think this is a 1.54 bump, right? So 3.58 minus 2.04. 1.54. So yeah, this one got an additional 30,000. Yeah, this one got an additional 30,000 views on iPlayer. Still, it's not really much to write home about, is it? It's not, I mean, really, for all the money they're putting into it, it's just sinking like a stone, isn't it? And like, hardly unsurprising, like literally every decision they've made thus far has been a idiotic, boneheaded one, right? And just another idiotic, boneheaded decision. Apparently, next week there's another Dr. Light one. Hey, let me see if I can find the article about that. Where is it? Somebody sent it to me. Facebook's asked me to do. What's it called again? To enter a pin. How do I get the pin? I don't bloody know. I don't know. How was it over here? And it's the 28th anniversary of. Doink. 28th anniversary of the McGann Telly movie, which again the 4K upgrade is freaking stunning, right? It's freaking, and I'm really into it. So that's the other thing. So I was watching Mad Max on 4K. Also, so I've wanted for years, literally for years. I found a torrent with all of Deep Space Nine upgraded to 1080, right? 1080p, I think, right? Oh. It's cool. It's a pleasure to watch because I got like a big, 50, 60 inch screen. I don't know how big it is. It's like a big screen, right? It's a big screen. And if I watch Deep Space Nine, it's just too fuzzy, right? It doesn't look good. Now it's crisp as anything. In fact, I did an experiment. I watched what episode was it? It was season 6, episode 1, right? Where they were, the whole thing was the Dominion War. But man, you can see how TV has changed and why how spending more money. Like, what was it? It was season 6, episode 1. And they did everything humanly possible not to have an effect shot, right? It's like everything was slowly panning around the bridge of the Defiant, right? Just to avoid having an effect shot. I imagine they're much cheaper now. But, so what I did, I watched the... like a beginning of it on the upgrade. How is it 4? I'm not sure it's 4K, right? And then I watched it on Netflix, and yeah, it is knocked it out of the park, right? It is fan-freaking-tastic. I just wish that there is a guy doing new effects for Blake 7, but new effect. They're okay. They could be a lot better. Right, I wish we had new effects and 4K upgrade, right? Oh, that's where my drinking problem started. That's where I just got that all down me. Never mind. But yeah, those viewing figures not so good. Oh yeah, so next week apparently a Dr. Light episode. Let's have a look at this. Where'd it go? Now I've got to find this here. Everything is hard, ladies and gentlemen. Sean, review yourself. Just got the demons. Oh man, we got to do a show on that. Love the demons. Oh man, that looks really good. Anyway, where were we? Doink. There we go. Share screen. There you go. 1 second. There it is, Doink. So apparently, Dot and Bubble has been described as a Doctor and Ruby light-ish. Like what the? Like they out their minds? Like okay. It was really nice to have a Shooty Light episode, right? It was really, really nice to have a Shooty Light episode. There's 8 episodes. There's like every decision they made has been a dumb one. So 2 out of 8 of only 8 episodes being Dr. Light for the new isn't exactly ideal. Sex education really influenced the block of filming. I thought, well, I'm sorry. Then you should have got somebody else. I know, look, they were so into Shooty, and they were so dumb for being so. Because why was 73 yards the first half of it quite good? Why was it? No, it wasn't good as Doctor Who, but why was it quite good, generally speaking? Because Shooty wasn't in it, like mugging at the camera. And the more you think about it, and this is a complaint I have for this whole era. The more you think about any episode, the less sense it makes, and the more it falls apart. I'm like, none of these things are designed to be rewatched, right? In fact, they're designed not to be rewatched, right? It's strange and bizarre. Anyway, let's get to one thing before we get to chat. I mean, get to forever. Like, there's so many things that mean to get to forever, right? But finally, and getting to catch up on things. Oh, we have that as well. Where is it? Let's do the House of Dragon trailer, right? Man, I've been wanting to look at that for ages. It's coming out soon, isn't it?
The Targaryen who sit.
I can tell you, was it Max? It used to be HBO Max. Max has a good has good quality shows, right? It really does. I'm looking forward to this. And I'm looking forward to the Dune thing. Was it Dune Prophecy? They're calling it, based on the Sisterhood.
It's the Iron Throne. It's not just a king or a queen. They are a protector of the realm. Now I find myself in an impossible position.
Also, I do like the casting of the woman who played the young. Whoever it was, the Greens or the Blacks, I can't remember. The Targaryen, the blonde Targaryen. The one with who was stooping, what's the name, Strong son, and had 2 illegitimate kids with him. What's that guy's name? I can't remember. Anyway, so Millie Alcock playing Supergirl, I think is a really good idea. God knows what the script will be like. It's based on Tom King, and Tom King's normally a talentless hack, but I think she's good. Interesting casting of Supergirl.
All hail King Aegon!
The enemy usurped my throne.
We're going to King's Landing.
Yeah, my prediction is this series ends with them taking King's Landing, and they're either going to hang the hand of the hand of the king, the foot hand of the ex-king, the dead king, at the end of the season or at the beginning of season 3.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
We must play the board before us.
Proceed.
So, the interesting thing about this show is that the people working on it were working on a Conan show, which I would have loved to have seen, right? I would have absolutely loved to have seen. But then they got fired. It was for Amazon, I think. They got fired because it was too toxic masculine or some stupid stuff, right? And they went and did this instead, and they basically resurrected Game of Thrones, which was dead beyond dead, right? Oh man, my I always had a kind of fantasy they could like just go back and redo. Like the thing is, I remember when George R. R. Martin said it needs to be 10 seasons to do Game of Thrones, and he was so right. Right, he was so right. But they, if they, it'd be great if they could go back and say, "Oh yeah, we totally screwed up. Let's just take what the footage we got, and we'll film another few years with." And they could have got these guys in, Dan and Dave. They should have left at the end of season 5, saying it's been we need to we want to move on to other creative endeavors and let somebody else take over. Let these guys take over. Anyway, funny thing is, so Amazon fired them to make, I think, Tomb Raider, which they're now making with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Oh, God. Anyway, so she's gorgeous. But yeah, again, I am very into this.
Cautious. Fuck dignity. I want revenge.
News.
I mean, it's kind of sad because this is the end of like the dragony world that they had.
Spreads through the realm. The great houses will come to our side.
Oh, so that bloke, whoever he is, who I think this season's going to have to work hard to deal with the loss of Paddy Considine, right? Because that guy's performance just was the anchor of the whole show, right? I think that's right. But again, I reckon this season's going to end with either him being hung or King's Landing being taken by the other side.
I did not think they would be so eager to die.
Hey, and Matt Smith is just always watchable. He has had the worst luck humanly possible for his career, like in movies. I mean, thank God he did The Crown.
My ships sail at your command.
The realm's only hope is in a leader strong enough to unite it.
Do you accept me as your queen and ruler?
Those dragon effects are just stunning.
Sense.
What was the movie that? Oh yeah, so they were complaining about working on Mad Max, right? It was a lot of stuff done in camera. That was Furiosa, and I can understand because most of the time, you're shooting a movie, you're in a nice air-conditioned green screen room, right? Not so much when in the Australian outback.
This war will end.
Shall never prevail.
Not like this.
Alison told love for our enemy. That makes her a fool.
The enemy without may be fought with swords. The enemy within is more insidious.
Yeah, what's the name back? Is that the guy who died, who faked his own death and then shaved his head so nobody knows Targaryen?
There is more than one way to fight a war.
You shouldn't be that insanely excited for something competent on TV, right? I think that's why 73 Yards got so much love, right? It got so much love because it was competent TV for the first 20 minutes and then fell apart. Oh my God.
War is coming.
Could you imagine if they didn't screw up Game of Thrones, how huge this would be? Right? And this would just be massive.
And neither of us may win.
The truth is, nobody really wins war. Oh, speaking of war, I can't believe that was pretty good. Yeah, I'll go to that in a second. So, yeah, let's juxtapose that with the other great fantasy show this had a gazillion people interacted with it in its first week because it was so good. Everybody loved it, right? Everybody loved it. It was the greatest thing ever. No, they're full of shit. Totally full of shit.
An evil, ancient and powerful.
Well, Amazon's not ancient, but they are evil and powerful.
Has returned.
It's not his wife, is it? What's that? A slug? What's going on?
Prepare yourself.
Oh, thank God Gladriel's here. Thank God Gladriel's here because we needed Stunning and Brave. Oh, but she does have that entitled obnoxious cunty look about her. I don't think I'm even going to cover this, right? Because it's like, oh, I just can't. My life's so much better for not watching Star Trek Discovery. Like, it's just so much better. All this resources spent on such cack is unbelievable.
He worms his way inside your mind. The crest of him slithers in.
I think he has been here. I think he's been here among us all along.
Oh no! Just everything about this is shit. It just is. I mean, not the production values. They're gorgeous. It makes me crazy they spend all this money on this. Right? And like, no one's going to watch it. Amazon, no one is watching this. Everybody thinks it's shit. You know why? Everybody thinks this is shit. I'm going to give you a clue. I'm going to give you a hint. It's because it's shit. Oh, everything starts with a script and these kids can't fucking write. August 29th. I'm going. Oh, that's 4 days after my son's wedding. That's a good reason to miss it. On August 29th, no one's going to give a shit. Oh, look, it's the stunning about Galadriel, who's the bestest ever and everything ever.
Every soul in middle.
Like, why would you bring her back? Right? Like, what about the fan reaction or the audience reaction to Ditza? Right? Well, I think that was the name. They said, "Oh yeah, we need it. We need a bit more of her, the fat black wolf, for season 2." Like, why? Would you like to be in a boardroom like with grown people wearing business suits, going, "Yes, yes, fat black dwarves. That's what will save our streaming service. Fat black dwarves." Well done, darling. Well done.
Earth is in peril.
Yeah, you're not half right there. Darkness will bind them. Are we talking about Amazon? So much stunning, so much brave. Again, who do they think's watching this? Wouldn't it be great to fail to the level that they fell to and then go, yeah, here's another gazillion squillion dollars to do it all over again? Okay. See, this is why I'm not confident Doctor Who isn't getting a third season, because things succeeding is completely irrelevant to that now. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, new season! Literally nobody cares, mate. Nobody bloody cares. Oh, Prime, what a streaming service. That is a failure. Man, and there's so much good stuff on it, right? And it's just such a freaking failure, right? It's beyond belief. We want to put the eye candy. Doink. Share screen. Yes, I did. I was proud. But we filled the era with modern, relevant conversations. I know, Russell, you did, didn't you? How could it have gone so wrong? Okay, you need to look at the first sentence in that. Go back to the beginning, and you might find out how. But we filled the era with modern, relevant. They're not modern, relevant conversations. It's like woke shit you scream at people from your fucking bubble, you moron. Let's see if we can solve the mystery. Well, Sherlock Perry. I think my look, I don't know if she's going to work out the mystery, but I just hope it goes the distance, right? Hollywood collapse. They are talking about, look. Again, Furiosa doing badly at the box office. I don't think it's that. Didn't think it'll do good anyway. I mean, it's like it's a Mad Max movie. It's a more niche. It's a genre thing. right? And I don't think it's because it's female orientated, right? And it looks pretty darn good, right? Who had a good review? I haven't seen it yet, right? But who had a good review of it? It was Red Letter Media. And it's spoiler-free as well, right? It was a good spoiler-free review. But they said it's not like they didn't try and match the high-octane Fury Road. But it's much more like Thunderdome. It's more like somewhat... It's a much more sedate... It's much more of a story rather than a huge action scene after action scene after action. And, man, that first half hour... Go and watch it. It'll blow your mind, right? It will blow your bloody mind, right? It's only 2 hours long, right? Action scene upon action scene. So yeah, and apparently George Miller wanted to make this back to back with Fury Road, and this is a prequel to Fury Road and sets up all the, what's it called, like Bullet Farm and a gas town and all that sort of stuff, and basically makes the world that they're in, which again I found interesting. But it was never going to do any good. But like, look, cinema's destroyed itself. It's over now, right? We got Robert De Niro standing outside the Trump troll going, "Oh, all these people are clowns. They're work." I'm like, Robert, mate, Bobby, get your head out your ass, darling. Get your head out. Here's the thing: just accept that you're wrong. Just accept that you've been wrong. That's it. That's all you need to do. No, can't do that. Can't accept that we're wrong. Frank Miller, American Genius. Yes, we'll do the trailer reaction of that. You're picking through the wreckage of Doctor Who. Will the queer era be the final end? Probably. I don't know. I think it's always going to come back. I do. I think it. I think people are always eager to make money, right? And I think they know Doctor Who can make money if anybody can work out how to crack it. They may say, "Oh, if Russell Davies can't do it, no one can do it." But then at some point, there'll be some network executives that'll say, why don't we try not making it insanely woke, right? Why don't we try doing that? And maybe that'll do the trick. I do not know. Maybe that'll do the trick. Yes, it would do the trick, right? And again, I just don't see how they can ignore the data in front of their bloody faces. What they do there, right? They do it. Anyway, speaking of annoying things in front of my face, so let's look at the chat. Where are we up to? Darren M is here. How are you doing, Darren M? Thank you for joining us. Mark Cook is here. Good evening. Oh dear, the ratings. Yeah, they're bad. After we finish the chat, we'll start with the ratings, right? Yes, they are bad. They are not good at all. And also, they put out an explanation of the end of what's it called again? 73 yards. Like, if you got to write an explanation, it's not as bad as Chibnall had to put out a 10-minute video explaining Flux, right? And again, is 3/4 of the universe destroyed? Are all the Daleks destroyed? I mean, maybe. They're certainly acting that way. Where we go? Lonnie is here. How you doing? Lonnie, I still haven't listened to your Dr. Alex story yet. Space Ghost Assassin. And that's really my next thing I want to listen to. Somebody sent me the second part of the Morbius, the Dark Out Effect, and I'm like, I'm about 45 minutes into it. I just don't care. Right? It's not. It's okay, but it's not grabbing me at all. You had storms in Texas there, did you, Lonnie? I'm sorry to hear that. Paul Tosland's there. How you doing, Paul Tosland? It was good to see Shooty took his own advice and touched grass. I know. Look at this. Touching grass. I mean, like, really? How do you squat? How do you know? I mean, like, really? I mean, you know that all your pre-publicity stuff for the 4th episode is with you touching grass. Right, and then you go off about because they have no self-awareness. They have absolutely no self-awareness. These people, do they? And also they're stupid. Right? Yeah, he took his own advice, touched grass, and vanished like every other bloody viewer. Oh man, it's really been an epic failure, right? And we're watching an epic failure in like real time. It's like watching the American presidential election. It's crazy how bad it's going for Biden. Right, apparently he's got the latest poll against Trump has 25% of the black vote. If the black vote goes under if the Democrats lose 20% of the if the Democrats don't get minimally 25% of the black vote, then they can never win again, which is why they're probably importing a bunch of people, right? But man. Black people seem to be Trump's new demographic. They all love him. Oh, look, I haven't surveyed every black person in America, but oh boy, it's like it's weird. It's like a memo went out, and it was like, oh yeah, we're voting for Trump now, right? You know why? I'll tell you exactly why. It's because the Democrats have this pantomime they do every 4 years where they pretend when they pretend they're not insanely racist, right? And they are, man. Most racist people are totally on the left wing now. I mean, forget anti-Semitism, but yeah, the way they look down at black people, it's disgusting. It really is disgusting, right? And they finally, now they got all these new illegal aliens coming in, taking all the resources. They're like, oh, you couldn't give a shit about us. And they're kind of noticing, right? They are kind of noticing all that. We'll be up to Colin Archer's here. How you doing, Colin Archer? Thank you for joining us. Oh, I have a rabbi friend, right? Like a real rabbi, like a real learned person. He's going in for surgery tomorrow for brain. It's not brain surgery. Like he got so beaten down by how awful the world is now. So from a Kabbalistic Jewish perspective, his brain started to swell, right? So he had to go for emergency surgery a few weeks ago, and now they're putting these stents in his brain. So that's not right. Anyway, he's concerned because he thinks like next week we serialize the Bible, the Old Testament. Next week is when God tells you exactly what he's going to do to punish you, right? The Jewish people, and he's like, bad times are coming. Maybe because we think the week somehow reflects the portion of the week. So he's scared for next week. Right now, I've been on tenterhooks for the apocalypse for so long. I'm like, yeah, whatever, mate. If it comes, it comes. Like, okay, but whenever I see us moving towards towards an apocalypse, I'm like, yes, fuck yeah, China, surround Taiwan, fucking yes, get the apocalypse, and I really am like that. Yes, says the sword render. Susan Twist is not really the doctor's grandchild, Susan. It's really me, the stunning and brave doctor who broke the glass ceiling to save the ratings. Oh, I keep up. Yeah, I tell you. It's not good when you're looking up at Jodie Whittaker's ratings. Going, man, we had it so good then. Now you need to find last that your daughter's off. Well, yeah, I got one sorted, but it's really one of the many things I don't like about how God's arranged the world right now. There is a ton of eligible young Jewish girls who can't find their other halves because they're just the numbers are off, right? It's just there aren't enough guys to go around. So that's why, by the way, both my daughter-in-law and my future daughter-in-law, especially my daughter, my older son's wife, as soon as she snagged him, like she got a net over him. As soon as she snagged him, she was like, "Yeah, that's it." They cling on for dear life, right? Don't blame me, darling. Won't their parents be responsible? No, it doesn't work like that. It's split 50-50 in the Jewish world, right? Sadly, I think A is very good for fixing up grammar. Yes, fixing up grammar and spelling errors. Yeah. It's a tool, right? You've got to use it as a tool, and yeah, I use it a lot. Here, do I have the thing also? Did I close that? Hold on a second. Yeah, here, let me pull this up. She cried. Yeah, I'll show this book cover I was working on today. One second. Perry, we'll be back for you in a minute. Okay, darling? Don't worry. Window, doink. There you go. So this is let me close these windows so I can navigate my way through it. So this is a book cover I'm doing. It's an English volume of a book that I did in Hebrew earlier. But so there's lots of elements of this, right? There's lots of elements. Let me take off some of the text so you can see what's going on. And we got more text we can take off. Doink. There you go. So the idea is this guy wants to is giving like oldie wisdom, right? From being passed forward to a different iteration. So both these are two different AI images that were generated. This is the first one. I want to do more in black and white. And yeah, so this was a bit of a pain in the ass to like put together. Doink. There we go. I wasn't. I do this chair separately, but yeah, it's a tool. So the guy was generated by AI. This was generated by AI, but you have to be able to like finesse it as well. So then I wanted to make a sort of like cosmic swirl around it. So I start off with this one, Doink, which this was also generated by AI, and another one, and another one. Now, and to put it all together, you do an overlay of a color. So that it's a tool, right? It's a tool. It's not like it's a tool that I would say in an artist tool bag, right? I mean, I love to get some time to get back into writing again, because like there's so much you can do with AI, right? In terms of the Doctor Who AI I did. I'm looking forward to when I can do it in video. One second, share screen. I mean, listen, if AI can come up with this, it's got to be the greatest thing of all time. Actually, I think what else do I have? I've born Nicola Bryant here somewhere. Where is she? There you go.
Rabbi, you're a very naughty boy.
That's true, Nicola. That is true. I can't argue with you there. I can't argue when you're so right. Rob is here. How you doing, Rob? Thank you for joining us. Also, it's based on the Greg Kinnear movie. I don't know, but it's like 20 seasons of it, right? And it's the first episode was very funny, right? It was the first episode was called "The Gang Get Racist," and this guy, this woman comes in. It's like guys own a bar. This woman comes in and says, "I just met this nice guy at my acting class. Don't freak him out." Right, and it's a black guy comes in. They're like, we don't want any trouble, dude. Paul Dozer watching the Blacklist. You say Lonnie's watched the Blacklist. I kind of was interested in that for the first few years, and I did like what's his name's performance, James Spader. I like James Spader in pretty much anything, but it does seem to be like a modern take on the Equalizer, right? But then I just kind of got bored with the whole mystery. I'm like, is Lizzie his daughter? Is his friend? I don't care. She's quite hot though, so there you go. That made sense. So Robert's here, Paul Dozer on an archer. Russell even the thunder. Yeah, he is right there. He's got his magnifying glass up. She cried. Tom Holland is hot. You think? Okay, I think Tom Hardy's hot. Tom Holland, as Blake said, as Reed Blake 7 as Livia Shine Phillips Rabbi. Somebody was it you who showed me who she was? She was very very hot in I Claudius. Oh man. Here we go. Monica Baccarin. There you go for so. Yeah, she would be. Yeah, I remember we had this whole conversation. I'm generally not sure if I've seen any TNG movies after First Contact. I did like Insurrection a lot, right? I did like Insurrection. I think Nemesis was. I mean, it's interesting. Had Tom Hardy play a young Picard in it, or a young Picard clone. They had interesting ideas, but kind of fell apart. Paul Dolan says he hasn't seen 73 yards. Seen the end of 73 yards. I switched off after the conversation with her mother. If Rusty Davis knew anybody adopted, he'll know that such a scene shouldn't be included. Wow, I didn't know about that. Right, that's it was very cool. I've heard it's theorized that Bronson, says Colin, at some level, just doesn't want to face life out of institution, out of prison. I'm sure. Honestly, I'm sure. I don't think that's a wild theory, but once you spent your life somewhere, it's hard to move on, right? David Enke is here. Doing David Enke. Thank you for joining us. I've said hello to Otis Stars. I'll say hello again. By Jiggery. Hello, Otis Stars. Facebook pin code number you first put in your phone or iPad, it asked me when I logged into on a desktop. But I don't put a PIN code. I mean, how does it know the PIN code from my phone? I don't know. But thank you, Mark. I'll try and work that out. Right. Somebody pointed out the audience appreciation index is not being shown for some reason. I have noticed that. There was no honey or babe. I know. And that's why the episode had gravitas. It was like, oh, hey, look at me. Hey, babe. Hey, honey. I'm the biggest bang. I'm the best bang since the big one. Mark the Vicar is here. How you doing, Mark the Vicar? Are you wearing is those English sunglasses on your Union Jack sunglasses on your avatar? I quite like that. Matthew Barrett's here. Matthew Barrett watched 73 yards and enjoyed it, but it had plot holes that you could drive a track. There's so many plot holes. No shooting up was a plus. Well, you'll probably enjoy Dot and Bubble as well then, right? Which to me looked like the best episode of the year. It looked like the most recognizably Doctor Who. All right, it really did. But I can't believe it's going to be another Jodie. Not Jodie Light. Please be Jodie Light. Shooty Light episode. Matthew Wells lost interest in Game of Thrones after last crap season. Absolutely, it was awful, right? And I was really, really surprised that I really enjoyed House of the Dragon, right? But it basically killed the franchise, right? It did kill the franchise. But like, I'm glad I went back to watch it, but it's not. You don't have the same intensity of love. Just a quick visit from Paul Shoney. Got a classic Who binge to watch. King's Demons next. Oh, what's that song he sang? There's King Richard had a song. What was it? I can't remember. Chameleon King Richard. I was saying the effects that maybe wish for Dragon Rise of Pern series. I don't understand why all this stuff is so expensive to do. Eastern Bookholder is here. How you doing, Eastland? The Untold Tales, a way to tell stories that they did not tell. That would work. Okay, but for what? We're talking about Game of Thrones? Okay, I don't know. So anyway, here's a question: do you think Rings of Diversity will be good if it wasn't linked? No, it's linked to a Tolkien series. No, it's objectively awful, right? It's really painfully shit. That it's shit made from gold makes it much worse, right? Makes it much worse in my mind. How did you take the hairstyle from Princess Leia? Which one? The Wabban Dwarf was inside number 9. Well, okay, but she was just so bad, right? It's a Mad Max movie. Without Mad Max, says Colin. Yes, right. I agree with that, but I think it's more the world of Mad Max, and I think this was like, a lot of people very vehemently believe Westworld season 2 was woke as fuck. I don't think so, right? It had woke markers in it. That's 100% correct, as does this. But I'm kind of looking forward to seeing it. I like the world, right? And frankly, it doesn't really need Mad Max. I mean, like, again, I watched Fury Road last night. Mad Max was kind of like, an extra thing that you watch. Mad Max was much more in Thunderdome, right? Conor catching up on Star Cops. There's only 9 episodes. I did manage to work out the big surprise of the first story, but I'm still enjoying them. What was the big surprise of the first story? His first story is... Oh, right. It was the person who was being drowned. You had the drowning on Earth, as well at the same time somebody's oxygen was being cut off on their spacesuit, right? I remember that was good stuff, right? That was good. The Big Finish stuff, avoid the first series, the Mother Earth stuff. Then the Mars one I thought was excellent, and I kind of just fell out of it after that. They're still pretending that voters they're still pretending that's what voters want actually means. What we're talking about, I don't know. I'm just saying my name reminds you of this friend, and just saying my name reminds you of this friend. I don't know what's talking about. Robbie Bonham, I'm pretty sure I said hello to you. I'm liking the Wolverine clause there. Doesn't Jewishness run through the female line? That's correct. In which case, is it important that Jewish girls find Jewish men? Yes. Yes, very, very. Right, very, very, very. I mean, it doesn't matter for genealogy, but also, what sect of Judaism goes through the father, what tribe you're from. There are 12 tribes. The only tribes that we know right now are the Kohanim, the priests, and the Levites, the sort of semi-priests. I think what a way of saying it. But like that's passed down through the father. The last Israeli spokesman, the last Israeli government spokesman as what? Was pretty damn handsome. Well, okay. Why they look so angry, or is it? No, it's a cultural thing, right? It's a cultural thing that they scream and cry all the time. I mean, it's making me crazy that the assault on Rafah, right? They're all freaking out about that right now. Turns out, can I find the map? If I can find the map, I'm good. Oh, look at that! Bloody hell! Not often that I find the thing I'm looking for straight away. So, okay, so everyone's like bitching about there's 30, 45 people killed in Rafah during this operation they did, right? They bombed somewhere. Here, wait, pull it up. Right, and they're like, the evil Israelis! No, they killed them. I mean, look, firstly, people get killed in wars, right? That's kind of the point of them, right? But they're like, no, you are evil Israelis. You're targeting. Here's what really fucking happened, right? So, launch pitched in the Rafah area of the strike zone. So, I guess that's where they're launching missiles from. Location of the strike. Rocket launcher was over there. Okay, 43 meters, so they were pretty close. But this is the wrong one. There you go. Right. So they said you evil Israelis. You aimed at the the refugee shelters. No. See, okay, we see where the IDF strike was right there. Shelters are 180 meters away. The location and this is where Hamas claimed they hit. So what happened was they hit this area and it caused fires, right, which set off all the fucking ammunition and bombs they have there, right? And then a bunch of civilians got killed and they went, oh, yes, because Palestinian lives don't matter unless you can blame them on a Jew, right? And then they matter super. It's what's it say? Canada, France, the BBC, Piers Morgan, and every other country or an individual who instantly accused Israel of reckless bombing should be held accountable for misinformation. Oh, please. No one's ever going to be held accountable. I mean, unless the apocalypse happens. And then, oh boy, buckle up, buckaroos. That would be great, right? That would be great. And now we have, is it worth playing? We have two Gazans speak. The Israeli bomb was small. The ammunition depot that was placed close to a humanitarian aid zone that exploded. Yeah, but again, is anybody going to notice? No. Nothing's moving the dial on anyone. I'm always pro-Israel. The Arabs are always pro-Palestinian, right? Nothing's. I mean, like you would have thought reality would move the dial, but no. And I love the way whenever they're on a show, they like they have a spokesperson. They go, it's. Same Interweb's looking shaky, but they came back. Megalopolis was his first story, only because Buck Rogers wasn't on that week, says Robbie Bottom. Oh, that's a knife in my heart, sir. A knife in my heart. Dr. Alex is here. How you doing, Dr. Alex? Thank you for joining us. Perhaps rather than call it Mad Max Saga, they should call it the Road Warrior Universe. Yeah, maybe. Mad Max is the Road Warrior, though. I don't know. The Star Ops audios. Oh, I didn't really like the first season. The second one, Mars, was much better. Right? Was much better. You went straight from saying hello to me into the story of your friend, the Rabbi. Oh, right. Well, there you go. Things bounce around my head. Millie bouncing down the street after chasing a mum was probably my favorite bit of 73 yards. I think. Wait. I think we might have to revisit that. Let's. Wait a second. I don't think I noticed that. I think we got to go and give that a second look, right? I think we got to go and give it a second look because let's face it, that's the by far the best thing they got going for them. Let's have a look. Don't have to worry about hit. Wait. Let's have a look. Oh, get a bit of cold eye there. Where does he? Oh, let's have it. There we go.
Mom, please.
Oh, it's not that good. If it was a front view, I would have agreed with you. But I don't know, honestly, why don't they make it like look at Millie Bloody Gibson, which quite frankly isn't such a bad hobby.
Mom, don't do this to me, Mom! Mom, please stop! Mom!
Yeah, that was a great scene, and if I was 14, that would go straight into my spank bank, right? But like, why don't they just try and make her look a little bit sexy? I mean, really? It's like, why not? So that's Mark Lewis. Thank you, Mark Lewis, for pointing that out. Where am I up to? It's exhausting being angry all the time. Well, they seem to manage it. Now whizzing through the chat. Oh, I caught up. Right, caught up. Fine. Let's start by looking at the rating, shall we? Doink. Is this it? There we go. Oh, they got this the TV only 7+ out. There we go. Share screen. So let's have a look how it's doing. The answer is not very well, right? So they started out with a incredibly underwhelming 2.6 overnight, right? It's shockingly bad, right? Yeah. Is this the same year or is this a previous year? How can I get to a second? Let's see if we can pull up other ratings. You go doink. Let's pull up 2023, 2022. Man. Yeah, you're looking back whistling at Jodie ratings. That's not good news, is it? Oh, fine. So this is still the Russell, but man, look. Okay, so you can see how it just tumbles down. That again, 7.49. I think is a very respectable rating for. I think all these ratings in today's landscape. I think very respectable, right? Very, very respectable. Not so much now. So it left at. I like these ratings. The overnight's like half. Doink. So it started off at a pitiful 2.6 overnight, right? Pitiful. Then it got a 1.11 bump for TV only. But what is the point of this? Man, they don't even have the AA rating here anymore. They don't even have a place for it. Yeah, they had it there, but not over here. Interesting. Who cares, right? Well, there we go. It seems to be the TV. I don't know. You want to watch the one people watching their phones as well. So it got a 1.41 bump from iPlayer, right? And you got to remember it's also on the same day they put out Devil's Cord. So they got 1.41. Devil Cord got I think a bigger bump, didn't it? 1.41, and they got 1.51. Okay, which is much better. And now this has got 1.54. Right. So okay, so I think a fair prediction for the for 73 yards would be, let's say 1.54. That's like the biggest they got so far, plus 2.62. Bloody hell. So their best hope I mean, it seems if they keep on going the same direction, I think it's probably going less. This is 4.16, right? I wonder, right, if okay, so I'm going to say the ratings are between 3.8 and 4.2 within that 400,000 range. Man, I think that's probably a reasonably good estimate. But I have no idea how normies will react to to 73 yards, right? I have no idea at all how they're going to react because there was so much in it that didn't make sense. Yes, on the first viewing, the atmosphere was very good, right? The atmosphere really, really well. Kind of meddling this age, and Connor, thank you for joining us. On the first viewing, yeah, it's the first 20 minutes. It was good entertainment. I wouldn't call it good Doctor Who. It was good entertainment. But then it went nowhere. So, okay. We have this bit where they step into this. And we're back. I do apologize for that. That was actually quite a short break, right? Yeah, I got two routers, right? And one of them is I think one of them connects to like the interwebs, and the other one takes it to the house. I think the one takes it to the house is a bit dodgy. Anyway, where are we up to? We're talking about ratings. Not going well. So, what was I talking about? We were looking at this ratings. Oh, fine. Yeah. We were talking about plot holes in 73 yards, right? I just have no idea how how normies are going to take it. I understand why it got 580,000 more for for 73 yards, because Boom looked like an episode of Doctor Who. There's a lot of plot holes in it. There are far more plot holes in it. So the biggest plot hole I found, and there was a lot of them, right? There's a lot of them that made it really, really confusing, was that okay, so Ruby made it to this pub. No, there was the beginning of a plot, Dr. Alex, right? It just stopped halfway through and just fell apart, right? Easy predicted the Boom was 3.38 million. Well done by Blast from the Past. Did better than that, 3.58. Yeah, but yeah, you're about right. You're about right. I think they're going to be lucky to go above 4 again. They may go above 4 with 73 yards. 73 yards, because their overnight was bigger, right? It was the biggest overnight of the season so far. A pitiful 2.62, right? So anyway, yeah. So Ruby goes to this creepy American Werewolf in London type pub, right? And they start talking. They start being creepy and going, "Oh, the stone circle, oh, magic!" And they explain exactly what's really happening. They're like the evil circle or the circle you stepped on it, let magic. And they play it all completely straight. And then they all start laughing, going, "Ha ha ha ha! We're just joking, ha ha!" But if you're joking, how come you said exactly what actually happened? I don't understand. That didn't sound like you're just joking. That sounds like you're saying what happened and then you weren't being honest when you said, I don't, it just made no sense. Very little of this made sense. But what made the least sense is so much didn't make sense. Like the whole, the inclusion of the reasonably dull, what was his name? Roger Ap Gwilym plot. Like, what for? What did that bring you? Yeah, so Rusty Davis has spoken upon this. Dr. Who Boss on 73 Yards Mystery. I'm never going to tell you what she said because you don't know. Bottom line, because you didn't think it out. This was classic J.J. Abrams mystery box storytelling. And I'm sorry, Russell, we expect better from you. Although, again, like I don't anymore. Blimey, I mean, like the qualities just of the writing has been shocking this season, like absolutely shocking. It seems one of the biggest questions fans 70 yards will never get answered. Many of them won't get answered. This is 73 yards left a number of fans scratching their heads at the end with the number of the show's mysteries ongoing remaining unexplained. They were all unexplained, right? They were all unexplained. What is Red Light Cinema? It looks kind of pervy, but not that pervy. I don't know. Can I get rid of this? Fine. Yeah, we'll move that down there. Like, why am I getting in there for that? That's the weirdest shit. Okay. One of the biggest questions I have throughout the episode is just what does the woman stalking Ruby? Is just what the woman stalking Ruby, who we later found out was an older version of Ruby, was saying to get people to run away from her. Yeah, that was kind of an important point. Right, that was a kind of important point. Not only did the stranger approach the woman who ran away from Ruby in fear. Not only did stranger who maybe the stranger approached the woman run away from Ruby in fear, often screaming and shouting as they did. But even Kate Stewart and Ruby's own mother Carla turned their backs on her with disgust in their eyes. Yeah, how? And like people say, well, he'll explain that in a later episode. Well, that's not a good answer, is it? That is not a good answer. Ruby did manage to get Carla to speak to her briefly one last time, which she said, I won't ask you again, Ruby, please stop calling me, go away. And then it was less, but I'm your daughter. I said, well, except you're not, are you? Even your real mother didn't want you. That was just so horrible. All right, Paul Tozer said that. Like that was unnecessarily nasty. So what was the woman saying? Well, it seems like Sharon Rusty David knows, but he's never. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Will you shut up? He does not know because this is just lazy bloody writing. Speaking of the latest episode of Doctor Who Unleashed, I used to watch this stuff and inhale it. I haven't even watched Doctor Who Unleashed. Man, David said that when he asked what the woman said, was saying saying, "You'll never know. I'm never going to tell you what she says." It's kind of up to you to sit there and think, well, what could somebody say that'll make a mother run away from a daughter forever? We don't know, Russell. Normally, nothing can do that, right? So, what are you talking about, right? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you could look at it yourself and think, what would make me do that? I don't know. And once you start to do that, you enter the real horror story. Dreadful things are being said. They're terrible things. What though? Like Russell, mate, you're taking the piss. I'm sorry that you really are taking the piss with this one. Ahead of the episode airing, David teases it will feature possibly the strangest villain you'll ever see. emphasizing it's hard to describe, but he wasn't wrong. No, it was an old woman. An old woman who you couldn't see. Okay. I don't know, mate. Anything else new about this? Doctor Who confirms consolidated ratings for Stephen Moffat's Boom, right? And then the star of next week's Callie Cook said, I'm obsessed with David Tennant. Well, that's really what they floated this series on right now, right? So let's see how they spin the ratings. So this is a stronger. The full rating is 3.57 million. Again, did Jodie ever get that low? Let's have a look. No, fuck me. This was what, the 2021. So this is her second season, right? When it started to fall off a cliff. Yeah, sure. Yeah, didn't even come close to getting. Man, can I get to the? Jodie was awful as a doctor, wasn't she? Hang on, let's see if I can find. What's this one? 2024, 23. That's 21, 22. Oh, so this must be over here. 18, 19. Yeah, so. And then, I mean, like, it was majorly up from Capaldi. But yeah, look how they're not showing the AI. What is going on with that? I think something's going on with that. Anyway, according to the TV ratings firm Bob, which is partially owned by the BBC, 3.5 million people watched Boom in the first 7 days of availability, including pre-broadcast streaming on BBC iPlayer, and those who watch later on tablets, on phones, and computers. Okay. This is the strongest. This is the stronger figure than the overnight result. Yeah, 2.04, but it still a decrease in consolidated ratings, preceding Space Baby's Devil's Called. The overnight scores were expected to be weaker this season. No, it wasn't. Excuse me, no. Stop making what? Where'd you get that from? You thought it was going to be the bestest ever. Week of the season, with the episodes dropping first at midnight. BBC on iPlayer. It's one of the many, many, many stupid decisions they made, and some fans racing to watch it early in order to avoid spoilers. Well, again, for me, it works out well because I have Sabbath. But no one's rushing. Again, this is a family show. You idiot! You should have premiered it Saturdays at 7:00, not 10 to 7. Imbecile. Like, yeah, what an imbecile. That means by the time the traditional tea time broadcast rolls around, many have already caught up on it. Well, not that many. Excuse me. Not that many. I think you'll notice that it's 1.51 million. And this is over the whole week. So not that many. Must be only a few 100,000. Like we can read numbers. Okay. Nevertheless, that means traditional rolls around. Many have already caught up on it. And nevertheless, there is evidence the show may be gaining ground on terrestrial. No. Okay, you had a halfway decent episode for the week before, and that is the the strongest indicator. Plus, it was bad weather. Plus, and Americans just don't understand how that's a factor. All right, I was listening to Clownfish TV, and he's like, "Well, I don't understand these ratings." I was like, "Mate, what? Just I've left a comment. Like, you just get in contact. I'll explain it all to you." They don't understand how the weather is a factor. Yes, the weather is a factor, right? It being good weather for the first week what made me happy because it made the show do badly, right? When the weather's worse, it does better. That's why they kept Jodie in the middle of winter in the Sunday 7:00 slot, right? They just kept that rock solid there, and not even that could protect it. So yeah, it got 2.62 million. beating Space Babies, got 2.6 minutes. Okay, that's the record holder for the lowest lowest rating. Right? If the spooky episode can continue the momentum across the first week, it could get the strongest consolidated figure. Again, 4.16 if it maintains the which is pitiful. Right? Pitiful. When's the last time they got something as low as 4.16? Flux, I guess. Was this Flux? Yeah, this is Flux. 4.16. Even Level of the Sea Devils, right? Legend of is Legend of the Sea Devils 3.47? Hang on. Oh, nearly there. We're nearly under Legend of the Sea Devils. I wanted to go under 3.1 because that way that rating is worse than Sylvester McCoy's worst rating, and it's officially the lowest rated thing of all time. There's absolutely no spin anybody can put on it, right? Absolutely none whatsoever. But yeah, so I don't. So the biggest indicator of the ratings going up and down is it being a good episode. Oh, it being entertaining. I don't know. I can't work out how this is going to impact it. What else is on? Let's have a quick look. There you go. That's actually a pretty valid question. What's it playing against? What lead-in does it get? Saturday. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Doink. Doctor Who. 6 feet. Like, what a terrible sound. Celebrity Bridge of Lies. What the hell is that? What is Celebrity Bridge of Lies? Ross Kemp presents high stakes quiz. Okay, that's not going to give it a lead in. What's on BBC Two? Super League Live. What's Super League? Some thing maybe. In for a penny, in with a shout. I think it's going to get crushed. If the weather's good, it's gonna get crushed, right? I think it might go under 2. If the weather's good, it's going to get crushed because I don't know. Doesn't look like they're scheduling their best around that time zone, is it? They got what? Quantum of Solace, blimey. Casualty, they'll probably do better. Bon Jovi, okay, whatever. I don't know. It doesn't look like there's much going on, right? So, 2 minutes. Russell Davis is hoping to draw big crowds for his 2-part finale. No, you're not, mate. Can we predict the ratings for the final episodes? Okay, so it's a bit tricky, and it depends how good they are. But I'm going to say next week, I think it's going to get a 2.2. Right? I think a 2.2, and then I think it'll probably go to. I think by the time you get to episode 7, it's going to be 1.9, 1.8, 1.9, giving you maybe 3.2 consolidated. Yeah, you're not drawing a big crowd because no one's interested, right? Because it's not very good, right? It's not very good. But look, the Normans are talking about as well. I love this, right? Doctor Who shares even more views after gay dance club scene and drag queen character leads a record low rating. Yeah, and look, I love that they're showing this with Shooty wearing this weirdo ass shit. I mean, like, what the hell is up with that? Look, I think the Normies were sent running by the gay dancing. I really do, right? I really totally do. And also maybe they caught some other of the weird stuff they had going on, like this. Oh God, Shooty, this is God. This is somebody who is totally not meant in any way, shape, or form to be Doctor Who. And honestly, I thought he'll be great, but thus far he's just been unwatchable shit. Look at this. They continue to plummet in the ratings as viewers catch wind of the ultra progressive content. Yes, and I am sure, right? I am sure, reasonably sure, that 73 Yards was re-edited to take out wokeness, right? I bet it was all about like how evil the Tories are or something like that. Because the whole Roger Atwood thing just didn't work. Didn't make any sense whatsoever. Don't know what to tell you, mate. It just didn't make any sense whatsoever. So it's just telling the same story. Where did they get this from? Without a fan base, the franchise dies. Without a franchise base, without a fan base, the franchise dies. That's very true. From Star Wars to Doctor Who to Star Trek, and soon to be Romeo and Juliet, it's important to listen to them. It's only a few weeks back that David Tennant told fans to stop complaining. It was inevitable this would happen. Look, I mean, just everything they've done has been a really stupid idea. Like just really stupid idea. Even Scream Rats dunking on it. Ruby Sunday 73-yard story makes no sense after Doctor Who's time skip. Yes. Jodie, we didn't know when we had it so good. So 6 months passed in universe between Doctor Who season 14's first 2 episodes. Well, sort of. I mean, like the first episode was set around Christmas. Church of Rubber was set around Christmas, as was Space Babies. And then he said it was like July in the second episode. And then the third episode, they seemed like they just met again. And the fourth episode, who knows, right? River's alternate path doesn't completely make sense in Doctor Who season 14 time skip between episodes 1 and 2. I thought it was talking about 73. Okay. From releasing on Disney Plus to a bulbous sonic screwdriver, everything is new in the new season 14, and not much of it any good, quite frankly. That includes the character dynamic between Judy Gatwa's 50th Doctor and Billy Gibson's Ruby Sunday, taking place immediately after 2023's Christmas special. Space Babies depicts a duo going on a tentative feeling out phase, or that new companions experience when they're first with the Doctor. Well, I think you're reading into it there, quite frankly. And far be it from me to defend the series of Doctor Who, but I think you're reading into it a bit there. During the following episode, however, Ruby says that stayed there June or July. Yeah, as a present day, tacitly confirming the 6 months gap, right? During which 15 and Ruby had presumably traveled together on undocumented and grown closer as friends. Maybe after Space Babies, he took her back home for a bit and then picked her up 6 months later. Could be, I guess. I don't know. But why haven't they thought this through? I don't understand. I can understand like screwing up with the rollout of it, right? I can understand that, but I don't understand why they haven't, like, this is just sitting down with a pencil and paper and working it out. So where was it? During the following episode, however, Ruby stated, it was June or July, creating a 6 months gap during which 15 and Ruby had presumably blah blah blah. In 73 years, episode 4, the Doctor mysteriously disappears after breaking a fairy circle. Fuck me, I can't believe I just read that line. Disappears after accidentally breaking a fairy circle, abandoning Ruby for the next 65 years. As hard-hitting scene as hard-hitting an episode as it may be, it wasn't, because it fell apart. Doctor Who season 14 time jump really means that Ruby's reaction to the Doctor vanishing doesn't quite add up. Yes. Ruby claims she hasn't been with the Doctor long in 73 hours, but yes, 6 months, especially to an 18-year-old, is a long time. When not engaging in political activism and disappointing dating life, Ruby makes several comments about pertaining to a relationship with the Doctor after the Time Lord disappears without trace. The first quote comes shortly before Ruby leaves Wells without the Doctor, standing in front of an empty TARDIS. She utters, "I haven't even known you that long." Anyway, so maybe they changed the running order. I don't understand how they would have made that, like why couldn't they redub that line? Like when you from? Is it December, January 2024? Yeah. So you could have just redubbed that line. I just don't get the incompetence, right? I don't get the incompetence. Like I can get bad creative decisions, but this is just incompetent, right? I get most of the production is incompetent, I guess. Oh, 1 second. Where we are. Now I've lost where the window is. Hang on. There you go, found it. I haven't even known you that long. Ruby reiterates when talking to Kate Lethbridge Stewart later in the episode. So I was hardly with him, really. So this feels like it takes place right after Space Babies. And if you're going to move around the running order, again, just redub the line. Right? Redub the line. Have somebody say it mincingly. Nobody knows it. I'm the doctor. Right? Nobody's really going to notice. Get John Colcher in if you can't get him. Well, we apparently can't get him because he's, again, in an act of pure insanity. Where is it? Dot and Bubble is described as Doctor and Ruby Light-ish. Really? That's just bonkers, mate. I don't understand that. I don't understand it at all. Once you engage in political activism and a disappointing dating life, how does Ruby Sunday have a... Oh, no, political activism, that's when she was stalking Roger Aquilin, right? Oh, fine. I was hardly with them, really. These remarks make Ruby seem like a fleeting addition to the Doctor's list of companions, like Katrina or Adam Mitchell. A couple of deep cuts there. Katrina and Adam Mitchell. Okay, that's... I'm quite impressed. Who wrote this? Craig Elvey. He sometimes doesn't write awful things. Because the time skip between episodes 1 and 2, however, Ruby has been traveling the Doctor for 6-7 months at the very least, likely longer, since it's highly improbable that Devil's Called and Boom and 73 Hours will happen within a week or two. Well, listen, here's the thing. When Russell wrote season 1 in 2005, he wrote out an entire timeline that went from Rose to Aliens of London. Yeah, World War III. And he knew exactly how much time had passed for the Doctor and Rose, right? I don't understand. You got a whole team of bloody script editors. How'd you screw this up? I don't understand how you screw this up. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So fine. So it'll happen within a week or two. Traveling in. Timeline otherwise for more than 6 months, then makes a comment like I haven't even known you that long. I was hardly with them. Yeah, I get it. I agree with you. This doesn't make sense, right? This doesn't make sense. So they're not close to 73 yards. Beyond simply contradicting Ruby's dialogue, Doctor Who season 14's time skip creates bigger issues for 73 yards. I mean, maybe each episode is taking place in a different universe. That could be, but again, I shouldn't have to be guessing bits to work out what the hell you're talking about. So after the first meeting, Chet and Ruby, Doctor and Ruby are still figuring each other out. Space Babies, their connection is switched in the Devil's Cord. Throughout their 6 London, the Doctor and Ruby are visibly closer as a much more platonic Doctor and companion. Well, of course it's going to be platonic. He's bent as a dog back bloody leg. Yeah, listen. I don't see... Shooty Gat is one of the few people in the world who will tell Millie Gibson, no, it's okay. I don't want a hand job. No, I think most other people... Of course it's going to be bloody platonic. He's super gay. Their friendship blossomed in Boom. With Ruby even ignoring the Doctor's pleas to risk life. Yeah, Boom will make more sense as a second episode. After sharing so much time together, and this should be the running order. Then it seems like Church and Ruby Road, Space Babies, Boom, 73 Yards, Devil's Cord. Right, that seems like a more sane running order. But they're connected. Fine. Their friendship blossomed in Boom, with Ruby even ignoring Doctor's pleas for risking her life to save him from the lava. No, he called him to you. Come to me. I'm gonna sing. Oh, daddy boy. Oh, daddy boy. I love you. I was like, what the fuck was that about? Anyway, after spending so much time engaging each other's lives and becoming friends, the Doctor's relationship with Ruby takes a big step back in 73 Yards. The Lieutenant speaks of a time in the TARDIS like a vacation. And Oh, so you're saying 73 should go before Boom? Okay. And the Doctor's like some big enigma she never got to know. So it's Dot and Bubble this week. Making matters worse, Ruby puts no real effort into helping the Doctor after his disappearance, focusing squarely on the old woman instead. It's perfectly understandable that Ruby would make a priority to help banish the creepy, haunting figure, the figure haunting her 24/7. But if Amy Pond, Sarah Jane Smith, and Donna Noble were in Ruby's shoes during Doctor Who, 73 Yards would have. They would not rest until the Doctor was saved. Yeah, man. This is taking a dump on the Doctor. I'm kind of surprised, right? I am kind of surprised. It looks like it's got no friends anymore, right? Literally, no one's up for it. Very new articles here. Let's have a quick look over here. We'll do a search for Doctor Who news. Who is Ruby Sunday? Top theory. I don't care. And like they're just trying to like generate buzz. There's zero buzz, right? Zero buzz. 17-year-old Doctor Who episode explains why Ruby couldn't enter TARDIS. Okay, which episode? So 17-year-old episode. It's 2024 now. So 2007. 2007 was Donna Noble season. So just tell me the bloody episode. Doctor's TARDIS, 73 yards. You're going to slip it out. What's this? Utopia. David Tennant's 10th Doctor flees the TARDIS from the approaching Captain Jack. Jack's status as a fixed point unsettles the Doctor. Hence why the Time Lord is so unsettled by Torchwood Leeds' existence. Although the Doctor successfully pilots his ship into the vortex, Jack manages to hitch a ride by holding on to the outside of the TARDIS. Equally uncomfortable with Jack's endless lifespan, the TARDIS journeys all the way to the end of the universe to try and lose him against what? The TARDIS could have denied Ruby's Sunday's entry, could have mysterious past. No! Look, again, I'm not up for having to write in exposition to make your story workable, right? If you should have had it there, right? It should already have been there. I'll tell you. It doesn't look like anything news going on. Again, I just don't think there's much buzz for Doctor Who. I really don't. This could really kill the show. So dead. I don't know. Yeah, fine. I don't know. I'm not really psyched about any of it. Okay, I want to talk about things I actually am psyched about. Let's have a look before I go. Let's have a look at if there's any new news, genre news that we can think about. Furious and Man Back fails to rev up audience post worst Memorial Day box office in over 40 years. Again, I don't think that's because of Fury Road, right? Because it's it's a female lead. I really, really don't. Look, when I see it, if it's woke, I'll tell you if it's woke, but I don't think it's woke, right? Netflix actor sees Jennifer Lopez chastised for using the wrong pronouns to refer to a sentient AI. Oh, God, shut up. Alec Baldwin, I would love him to go down for this. It just feels like he so deserves to go down for it. George Lucas says he's done with Star Wars. Man, Taika Waititi, right? I am not really impressed. So this is the original Time Bandits. We all love the Time Bandits, man. It's an awesome movie, right? Michael Rappaport and a bunch of little people. I'm not sure what the right word is, right? But now in the Taika Waititi's reboot, do they not have it here? Hang on, Taika Waititi. Doink. Oh man, they don't have the picture of the will feature no dwarves. Again, I'm not sure dwarf is the right word to use. Right? But why do you not have the picture out 1 second? There's a TV remake. Oh god. Talk about these Time Bandits. Let's see if we can find an image. Because it's so uninspiring. Oh, doink. Yeah, Time Bandits images. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Can I zoom in on that? So this is what the Time Bandits look like now, and it's just like it looks more like Dungeons and Dragons. I'm just like, what was wrong with Little People? I don't understand. It was actually a really interesting visual hook. Terry Gilliam directed it. Right. The reason he staffed it with all Little People was because his drawing for the he did all the what's it called? Not the breakdowns, not the thumbnails, storyboards. Right? He tend to draw people with bit bigger heads. That's why they're only again. I'm not sure the right word is dwarves, little people. I don't want to get in trouble, right? I don't want to get. Even more so. I don't want to piss people off. But this looks like it's going to be like really. It does look like it's going to be crap, doesn't it? Tadhug Murphy, Roger Jean, Nezi Jimerva, Lisa Kudrow, the only Kal-El Tuck. Kal-El, that's his name. Kiera Thompson and Rune Temet. Well, yeah, with a cast like that, they're going to be beating the doors down. I just don't get it. What we got over here on the documentary is not good. Furiosa bombs at the box office, and again I feel bad for it. Blade delayed again. Again, listen, things bombing at the box office is good news for me because it might mean a premature end to this abomination of Star Trek, of Doctor Who, not Star Trek. If only Star Trek would end, that would be great. That'd be great. 28 years later. Oh, do we do any set pictures? These are all from the 2000. Danny Boy. I am excited about this movie. I'm intrigued to see where they go with it. Right, I am intrigued. So that was, what was it? This is Cosmic Book News. Dot and Barvel. Now we'll look at that. We'll do the preview of that next episode. Yeah, no, okay, none of this stuff is like, again, this looks just awful. Right? I mean, it really. I understand, Russell. This is the world you live in. Most people don't, right? Most people don't live in that world. Fine. There's two things I want to look into. So a Highlander, an African, a pirate, a child, cosplaying a knight, and a survivalist, and a Viking. I don't think Blade will ever be made, says Dan. I think you're 100% right. I think you're 100% right. Dan, do you want to come on, or you just popping in? I'm really looking forward to hearing Dan's review. Right? I like to hear positive takes. I'm sorry, I do. Right, and I'm sure he liked it. Right, I remember he was in the chat on Saturday. I'm sure he liked. And again, I like the first 20 minutes. The second 15 minutes of it, I was getting irritated, and then it just went nowhere and fell apart. Right, I'm really looking forward. One thing. Let me send you a link. Doink. There you go. Again, next week is a Dr. Light episode as well. What the hell? Insanity. Just insanity. There you go. Link sent. Okay, while we're waiting, a second, let's have a look at this. So, Francis Ford Coppola has a new movie coming. Now, Francis Ford Coppola is one of the greatest directors of all time in his first career. In his second career, not so much. But this new movie looks really interesting, and he can't get he has really trouble getting a distributor for it because nobody could work out how to sell this movie, like how to describe this movie. But at last, there's a teaser trailer out for Megalopolis, I think it's called, and it looks very interesting. 1 second. Where is it? I had it right. Oh, you go. Teaser trailer.
When does an empire die?
It's going on right now in America.
Does it collapse in one terrible moment?
Is that Launch Fistburn, maybe?
No.
No, it collapses over time, and it's agonizing to live through.
There comes a time when his people no longer...
Did I call that? Whoa! So, who was it who directed Event Horizon? He was planning on doing a movie version of Doctor Who. Yeah, we look it up one second. Event Horizon. And it would have had Lawrence Fishburne as a Doctor. Who directed? Paul W. Anderson. Man, I haven't heard from him for ages. What's he doing now? He did like a bunch of Resident Evil movies and just kind of vanished. Hang on. Monster Hunter in Lost Lands. I don't really know much about these things. Yeah, he did a bunch of Resident Evil movies. He did the Three Musketeers. That was quite unremarkable. Yeah, sadly, his whole career just kind of went. Bleh. Oh, he did Soldier. That was really great. Kurt Russell and Van Damme, and that was from I think a 2000 AD strip.
When his people no longer believe in it.
Don't let the now destroy the forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, welcome.
Is this society? Is this way we're living?
I mean, this does look fascinating, doesn't it? Right? I mean, I have no idea. Will it be good? Will it be crap? I don't know, but it looks absolutely fascinating.
The only one that's available to us.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at what's his name? Kylo Ren. Bit of a weird haircut. I kind of like him as an actor, though. Right? Man, he got shafted with that Star Wars role. Right? It was nearly so good. I liked it until it turned into years and years with the Interstellar ending. Well, it just fell apart.
We are taking our city back.
And when we ask these questions, when there's a dialogue about them, that basically is a utopia.
Megalopolis. A fable. Does it have a date? I mean, that's a pretty impressive. Let's look at that cast for a second. Adam Driver, Giancarlo Esposito, who's brilliant and everything. Nethel Emmanuel. Oh, she is the hottest woman ever. She was Game of Thrones, the translator. She is gorgeous. Aubrey Plaza, a natural treasure. Shia LaBeouf, John Voight, Jason Schwartzman, Talia Shire, don't know Talia Shires, Grace Vandal, don't know, Lawrence Fishburne, Catherine Hunter, and Dustin Hoffman. Sorry, hell, that is a good cast. I'm sorry. What's the film actually about? I don't know. I can't bloody tell. It's something about reality bending. I think I got another clip from it. Yeah, that will get me to cinemas. Although Fury Road's getting me, not Fury Road. What's the name again? Furiosa. Yeah, I feel like that being panned on by, like, you know, the fandom menace side of things is. I just feel it's a bit reactionary. Here, I think I had another Megalopolis thing. Let me see if I can find it. Megalopolis teaser trailer. They released a scene from it. I think we looked at it a while ago, right? I think we looked at it a while ago. There's always a twist at the end. God help us now. Okay, this we're going to look at something else in it, but this is the movie I think we all just need, right? This is the cure for the modern world. Check this out. And can I just point out again? Every time I reference Back to the Future, this is the opposite of the rollout that Doctor Who got under Russell Davies. This had Back to the Future 3 had the perfect rollout. Back to the Future 2 came out in England at the beginning of the summer, right? And then at the end of the summer, it was released on video. We went to Blockbusters to rent it. And a week later, Back to the Future 3 came out. That's the way you do a 2-part movie. Are you listening, Mission Impossible? To continue both these franchises. This is good work. The color correction I've done this is excellent. Like I am noticing where they're taking all the shots from, and this put together excellent. Soderender said he's not a fan of Part 3, but doesn't like cowboy movies. Oh man, you had ZZ Top as a band in it. It was awesome.
Come with me if you want to live.
That was good. Fine. There's a documentary just coming out, which I'm all in for, right? It is Frank Miller, American Genius. I just heard about this today. Let's have a look at the trailer.
You talk about talent. He writes, he draws, he screenwrites, he directs, and he is tops at all.
Yeah, here's the thing about Frank Miller, which it's so telling how he's a genuine talent, whereas today's writers are not. He looks like hell, right? He looks like absolute hell.
All those things, and that's pretty damn good.
Frank Miller! And going to the comic book store now, I only look for Frank Miller.
So if you don't know who Frank Miller is, he along with Alan Moore revolutionized comics in the 80s. Alan Moore not very happy about it. Here, let's just 1 second. Let's juxtapose that with this. So Alan Moore did Watchmen and Killing Joke, a very famous Batman story. Swamp Thing. Again, he absolutely revolutionized comics. But Frank Miller did Dark Knight, which is there's so much stuff based on it, right? But where is it? Oh, here, Doink.
Tons of headlines just saying Bamsock Pal comics have grown up, and like they hadn't. There were about 3 or 4 halfway decent comic books, and the rest of it was still the same juvenile rubbish that had been produced for the last 40 or 50 years.
I feel so bad for Alan Moore, right? Because like he had such an incredible love for comics, and that was beaten out of him by the comic book industry, right? Absolutely beaten out of him. Now he's a real author, right? I think he's much happier for it. But like, I would love to live in an alternate universe where we had a happy Alan Moore who would go back and dip into comics every now and again, just for fun.
What the comic boom of the 80s did was grant a license to a lot of people not to have to actually grow up. By calling them graphic novels, which was a term that I hated because they're not particularly graphic and they're certainly not novels. Usually they're 12 issues of She-Hulk put together. That is not a novel. What I think happened was that a lot of people who were just interested in the adventures of Green Lantern, even though they were 35 or 40, having Watchmen gave them a way of saying, oh, look, I'm not emotionally retarded. I am reading, this is a graphic novel that are for adults. No, it's not. It's the same comics that you've been reading for ages. I would feel happier about it if graphic novel actually meant something more than it does at the moment, which is big, expensive comic. And that's pretty much all it means.
Yeah, a lot of time I think he's absolutely right. Anyway, but Frank Miller just did so much. So this is the other side of the 80s comic revolution.
He is 100% a genius.
There's something about his work that transcends comics. That's what great art does.
He made the...
I mean, that is true. Like, he always progressed throughout his career and always brought new interesting things. One of the first things I read of his was Ronin. I wasn't really into superhero comics at the time. So I read Ronin was just like blew my mind because that was a real comic, right? That I would say was a real story for, like, you know, not adolescents. But he did a sequel recently, I think. And then they went into Dark Knight. But then later in the 90s, he invented Sin City and had this incredible visual style, like just absolutely fantastic, right? If you haven't seen any of the Sin City books, I mean, they're not overly intellectually stimulating, challenging, but they certainly look good.
Massive leaps. The Daredevil series, Ronin, Wolverine, Sin City, Superman 300.
The Dark Knight Returns, the introduction of the graphic novel to American
I loved being this with Alan Moore, right?
superhero comic storytelling.
I have a relationship with the audience who I like to tease, and I like...
That man looks like hell, right? Looks like hell.
To thrill.
Frank's power comes from silhouettes and shadows, which makes everything more valuable.
I use less and less line. Finally, I just started using no line at all. To be an artist is to speak your truth as loudly as you can.
I mean, that stuff he did with Sin City, where there was, he essentially got rid of the line, right? Alan Moore did something very similar in one of his first works. It was called V for Vendetta. Would you ever see the movie? It's like comparing a chicken McNugget to a filet mignon, right? The comic is fabulous, but it originally came out in black and white, and the speech balloons didn't have a line around them, so it like brought the speech into the same plane as the comic, right? The artwork. The artwork by David Lloyd, fantastic.
The paper, the ink, the brush, the pen, everything matters.
He got to a point where he was recognized by everyone.
I had a tough time handling the success. It was a real...
Honestly, if I ever get success, I'm not going to have a tough time handling it. I'll be like, oh, success is awesome. I'm really made for success.
That's the character. Stan Lee, he said that my stuff wasn't quite up to Marvel standards yet.
Got into comics as an artist.
But if you like comic book documentaries, Future Shock, the documentary about 2008 is fantastic.
And I had to fight to be allowed to write my own work.
It can look like revolution when somebody's combined things that haven't been combined. In my career, it's when I've taken the risk to follow the stuff I'm dying to do, the stuff that I think would be fun to read. Those are the most intense projects I've had and the most rewarding on every level.
I think calling this American Genius is fair. Honestly, the word genius is banded around far too much. This guy is like the reason I would say genius is because he spent a life grafting, honing his craft.
Through persistence and good luck, I managed to spend my life doing exactly what I wanted to do ever since I was 5 years old. That's about as American as it gets.
Oh, June 10th. Oh, that's coming out soon. That looks good. That does look good. I am up for that. I'm not going to sit about to see that. That's certainly a streaming. Streaming. But streaming, I think, is being dominated not by Netflix, not by Disney Plus. God, Disney Plus is cat. Although I am enjoying It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I just discovered that yesterday. A lot of fun. But YouTube is where people go for streaming. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there is a fantastic, I don't think it's live stream. I think there's a fantastic presentation coming from, where you would only expect there to be fantastic presentations. Of course, it's coming from Birmingham. To tell us about it is Birmingham's King of the Geeks. It's the King of the Gleeks? King of the Gleeks. Yes, I'm not talking in code. It's Birmingham's King of the Gleeks. Hello,
that sounds like a villain from a Star Trek show, doesn't it? King of the Gleeks. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you, mate.
A really cool stream today.
We've got a show. Yeah, it's not a live stream, everyone. Sorry, but it is. It's as hot as Sydney Sweeney's thong. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I think it's sweaty.
I'll go straight into the plug then, shall I? Yes, we've got something coming up later on at 8 o'clock UK time. Everybody, you may need to gird your loins. You could need to, even viewers of yours, Rabbi, may need to hold their ears ready for what's going to be unleashed from 8 o'clock.
Listen, I love this renaissance of Ian Levine that's going on right now. It is fantastic. I love that he found his way to your channel. I love all the drama on Ian Levine's face screw. It's so entertaining, right? It's so entertaining. I love him getting pissed off and going, ah! Yeah, nobody can see the reconstruction. Yeah! Well, maybe you pay. Ah! And
nobody does.
That makes me everything.
Nobody does drama like it. I mean, this is the thing, because morally, he's got a very strong internal moral compass. He hates injustice and indignity. And he genuinely wants everyone to enjoy as much of this stuff as they possibly can. He'll tell you himself he's got some very, very strong views. I don't know many Doctor Who fans who haven't got strong views. It's just that Ian tends to get sort of we'll get into that on the show. He gets slandered quite a lot. We get to have fun on this show. He gets to cut loose. He is uncensored. Although he does
the first two times he was on your channel were fantastic, right? It was some of the best stuff I've seen. I loved it, right? Okay, how long is this stream, or is it?
This is around an hour and 3/4, something like that. Wow. And he for the first time ever. Well, look, if you remember the last show, it's more of the same, really. But he does go a little bit further in pretty much every respect. He brings us up to date. You will hear, for the very first time ever, Ian Levine self-censor himself. Which I still can't. I know. I don't know what came over him. But it's interesting, as always.
You know what came over him? Probably shooting Gatwa.
Well, you're going to get his potted reviews about all 4 episodes of the current season.
He's on Team Hadley, I think.
It wouldn't be for me to say. You got to. Well, yeah. This is very much Ian venting later on, with me prompting him like a man working in AI.
Space Babies. I remember that he was really pissed off with Space Babies and Devil's Cord. I imagine that I don't know. Listen. What really annoyed me about 73 Yards, right, was I was engaged and interested, right?
Yes.
And then it just went, it just turned to. Do you think that there was a lot of political wokery in it originally, and they edited it out around Roger Gwillem, because that whole character just collapsed? It looked like that character was supposed to do something.
It's a small part for an actor an actor who's not a name, but for an actor who. He's one of those actors that actors love, and that people who watch a lot of TV and keep an eye out for actors, for good, solid character actors who are not actual stars. Lots of people like him. So it was a small part for him.
That's what I got out of the episode. He would have been a great Doctor.
I mean, from memory, yes, he would. I mean, Lee, problem being, it was a big champion of his. To be Doctor several years ago. I think it's 2 or 3 times over. Lee's been in Team Barnard, and I completely agree with that. I think it'd be captivating. In this, first question, was this? Well, no, the episode comes in about 48 minutes, so I don't think there was any. It's the longest one so far. I've got no reason to believe that anything's been taken out of this, that anything was drastically reworked, re-edited, repointed.
it's like from a writing point. There's a lot of things that didn't make sense, but from a writing point of view, it just fell apart. I mean, it just literally fell apart in the last 15, 20 minutes, and which for me, just like, and the beginning bit I thought was solid entertainment, and I was intrigued and I was following it. But then by about 25 minutes, I was getting irritated that it wasn't giving me any answers to anything, right? And then, but then the last 15 minutes are like, it just seems to me that it feels like there was a point of the story that was taken out. Much the same way I am convinced that what's that? No Time to Die was a lot more woke and was re-edited, and you could feel the lack of that in there somewhere. I'm sure it ended with a Lashana Lynch gun barrel sequence, right? I am like
you and I have always disagreed about that, and I disagree with you about this episode as well. I don't see any reason to believe that this was reworked. I've got thoughts about it.
So that's worse. That is just more incompetent.
I mean, without going into it too deeply, because I haven't rewatched it myself yet, I think that everything that's on screen, that every choice that is made, is absolutely categorically deliberate. I think I got the impression that episode was very carefully made and judged and balanced, and it's probably not going to be for everyone. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it at the moment, but I think I understand it. I understand why it was made, and I get who it's for, why it's there. And I don't know if you've noticed, but this is the episode where you probably might not have noticed so much, but certainly here in Britain, this is the episode that's got people talking about Doctor Who again.
Really? I couldn't work out how the Normans would react to it, right? So I think the ratings got a bump for this episode because Boom was much more recognizably Doctor Who, right? And I think it had good. Yeah, basically, you always know how good or bad an episode is by how the ratings go up and down. And
also, although Matt Potts, if you're watching, Matt always scoffs when I say this, and when anybody mentions this, it was pissing it down on Saturday, so more people were.
Oh, that's a big factor. That is a huge factor.
See, Matt, it's not just me that says it. Even he hasn't lived in Britain for 30 years, and he knows.
No, it's part of our culture. If it's good weather, people go out. If this week's episode, which apparently is also Doctor and Ruby Light.
Is it really?
Yes, that's what I said. Really?
Okay. I mean, last week I did. I also I didn't scoff at them because I'd not heard them. But when somebody mentioned in the Type 40 live chat on Thursday that last Saturday's was going to be Shooty Light, Dr. Light, I thought, I've got no reason to believe that. I've seen very few pictures of it. So I agree that having a Dr. Light episode in a series of just 8 episodes is frigging lunacy. It's
lunacy.
It's inexcusable in some respects. If it was part of a series of 13, I probably would feel slightly differently.
Exactly. And honestly, I don't understand why are they spending so much money making these shows that nobody wants to see? I mean, that less people wanted to see than when they spent a lot less money. Like, why can't they make 13 episodes a year at like 2/3 the budget that they have now? They used to be able to.
I think this is symptomatic more so of the BBC being a lot less confident in the things that they're committing to, how they are managing their own schedules. They're also trying to ape international broadcasters and streaming platforms, ironically, in how they package the amount of stuff they make and how they package it. This is what I mean about the BBC trying to have their cake and eat it. They want to be a streaming platform. Right. But they won't commit to it, because as soon as they commit to it, that license fee, that funding model becomes indefensible.
Okay, but you know the stupidity of the BBC? That with all their content that they have, which is tons, like they got 60, 100 years worth of like prime content. What if they made it like a streaming service free for anybody in England? Anybody outside of England can get it if they pay. That's their funding model. And they'll make more money than the license fee.
It represents, if not stupidity, let's be generous. If not stupidity, it represents a massive lack of vision.
Yes.
An inability to grasp where not just technology is at the moment and where it's going, but where the culture is at present. British culture, in particular, the BBC have their hand so far off the pulse. I don't know what they're doing or what they're messing with, but they have no finger on the pulse of the British population. They don't seem to be interested in us.
Well, it has been said the BBC do like a good fingering. That's true. She cried. What was I going to say? I have made a fantastic discovery, which I recommend wholeheartedly. So it's the 28th anniversary of the McGann movie today, apparently.
Salutes.
So as you know, I found this. You found the thing, I think you showed it to me. The 4K upgrades. Was it you showed to me? I think
I didn't. I think it was a mutual friend. The same person who showed them to me. I think showed them to you.
Okay, so the telly movie on 4K. It's gorgeous. It is. It's amazing how good it is, right? But I started looking around for other things that have been AI upscaled. I've just downloaded. It's about 150 gig. The entire Deep Space Nine upscale to 1080.
Really
looks gorgeous.
My God,
absolutely gorgeous.
Because Paramount claim that that's too expensive to do, mostly because of the effects sequences.
It's already done. I watched it last night. Okay, I A/B'd it. I watched it. I watched the first episode of season 6 which I knew was kind of effects heavy because I want to see how the effects look at upscaled. Gorgeous, right? Absolutely gorgeous. So I A/B'd it. I watched it, the upscale one, and then I watched it on Netflix to see, is it really not that much better? Yes. When you put it on Netflix, it's like putting a stocking over your head while you're watching it. It's like it's so crisp. So like how this isn't standard now is beyond me, right? It's absolutely beyond me. I love the 4K. You know what else I watched yesterday in 4K, which was breathtaking. Getting ready for Furiosa. I watched Fury Road.
Yes,
that was like that. I wanted to see how if it was just one action scene spread over 2 hours, and no, it wasn't. The first action scene is 30 minutes. It's 25% of the movie, and stunning, absolutely stunning.
Did you go and see Furiosa at the cinema?
No, I can't wait to see it though, and I think people are being extremely reactionary, saying it's woke. I think it was made for woke. I think it already got greenlit for woke reasons. But it's kind of like Joker, right? Joker got greenlit because there were superhero movies were in vogue, and they managed to make a movie that they wanted to do fitting into the currents, right? So I think this is exactly the same. And there's a very good spoiler-free review on Red Letter Media about it, which but yeah, it's basically it's an exploration of that universe. They don't try and do like a high octane thing like. Fury Road. It's much more like Thunderdome, which is a story, which also I found on 4K. I'm loving 4K.
I've see they sold me on Fury Road. They just about managed to sell me on a Mad Max movie without Mel Gibson. Selling me a Mad Max movie without Mad Max in it is pretty. I've just not been interested at all.
I would recommend. Rewatching Fury, I mean, I love Fury Road. I really, really enjoy it.
I like it too.
But Mad Max isn't that important in that movie, right? It's more the development of the world, and that's where I mean, like you got the chase scene, the guy with the guitar, flamethrower.
Yeah,
I mean that stuff is awesome, right? And it's fantastically shot. George Miller doing his best, and it's not all in camera, but it's mostly in camera.
I'm always interested in what George Miller's doing, particularly with that world.
Yeah, so I'm really into seeing this. Right, it's I think very, very, very exciting. What else is coming out?
I mean, I haven't seen anybody calling it woke. I'm not surprised if they are because that's the default position for some commentary.
Like I wouldn't have called 73 yards woke, right? In fact, I fell asleep. It's the opposite.
The opposite.
No, but I
yes.
I wouldn't call that woke, and I think this is the least woke episode of the season thus far.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, how I feel about it is, apart from the presence of Jinx Monsoon, I haven't found any of it woke at all. My end. But yeah, I mean, I'd be amazed. Actually, there will be. Like I say, if anybody's calling it woke, we know there are one or two who probably still are.
Well, I don't. Was it Bolstrick? And I love Bolstrick, right? And like he put a great video out about it. Not happy, right? Not happy. So, but much more funny were the reactions to Boltrick video. It's like people were freaking out. I don't know. Lawthor says it's not woke, it's girl boss. I don't think it's girl boss either. Right? We're talking about Furiosa. I think it's a story with a female lead. She wasn't a girl boss in the first in Fury Road, and it seems like this is a story. Look, if I go watch it and it's woke, I'll tell everybody I think it's woke. You know?
I never felt. I didn't feel. No, she wasn't a girl boss in Fury Road. I didn't. My problem was that character didn't interest me at all in Fury Road. I don't know if it was the way that it was being played. And so the idea of Miller trying to sell me on an origin story for a character that I just couldn't connect with, that's why I've only ever had one eye on it. So I'm in no rush to see it. But if you go and you enjoy it, then obviously it'll mean I'll take it a bit more seriously.
Although again, I just think I think like lambasting it for not having a great opening. Who expected it to do well? Right? It's a niche movie. It's a very niche movie.
Nothing it looks to me like we are in this process of transition. There's next to no films having good openings. We're reading the same articles and see. So we may have to adjust our expectations of that which we consider to be a good opening in 2024, 2025, in the age of the home cinema, in the age of I can't be asked getting off my sofa or off my phone. Things are changing.
I just think the movie industry has destroyed their own industry.
That's true too.
Like most movies aren't very good anymore. Right, and that's because
that's very true.
Like, how many times you the few times I go to cinema now, like if a movie's not good, I'm like Mission Impossible. I love Mission Impossible. That last one was a piece of cack.
I haven't been to the cinema since the Batman. I think I've said to you before, the Matt Reeves, and I love Batman movies. I see everyone at the cinema. It was shite. Absolute shite.
Then you're trapped. You can't even go and turn it off and watch it later. Oh god, I can't imagine 3 hours. All you need to do is watch Batman Begins, turn the lights down, and put it on half speed.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same frigging film, but without any fun whatsoever. It's absolute crap. I mean, I'm
and a shit Batman as well.
I mean, I do. Yeah, he was awful. If it wasn't for that, what's her name, Zoe Kravitz, and squeezing her gorgeous little bum into those leather trousers, I wouldn't. There'd be no peaks at all. It'd be all valleys.
She cried. that was quite a pointed peak with that one.
I want some good stuff. We want more good stuff, but it's just not. It's not forthcoming, is it? It's not the wrong people are making the wrong movies. I wish there was more stuff around that I wanted to see, and there are things that I think look fun that I think I have to make time for that because it looks like a laugh. There's that new Jennifer Lopez movie, where she's in some sort of giant robot mech thing. That looks ridiculous and fun, and I should make time for that because it's probably going to make me laugh. And she's still very hot for a 56-year-old, so I'll probably get something out of that. But I haven't made the time for it.
On Netflix, I just saw it suggested.
I think it's a Netflix thing. Yeah, I'd rather talk about silly films on Netflix and Amazon than I would about because I'm already paying for those things anyway. So I'm not leaving my house. I'm not laying down the best part of 20 quid. So this is stuff I've already got access to. So I'd kind of rather talk about that stuff in many respects now.
Honestly, I feel the same way about Big Finish. I would much rather listen to something old that they sell for $1.99. Like the Colin Baker stuff. I just got the last box set, the Quinn Dilemma, which had a really fun idea for everything, and it just wasn't that engaging. Bottom line, it just wasn't that. It was good. It was a good premise, but it just wasn't that fun and engaging. And I'm like, I'd rather listen to the One Doctor. You ever listen to that?
Yeah, the one with Christopher Biggins.
Yeah, that was great, right? That put a smile on my face, right? This, I don't know. Like, I think creators need to understand that they need to work harder. I mean, that's really the bottom line. I think they need to understand that they need to work harder to pull things together.
we can see wokeism dying. It's dying a very slow and gradual death, but it is dying nonetheless. So we've got that happening as well. But unfortunately, it has kind of taken cinema with it. Television,
it's taken everything with it. I mean, I can't believe they're making another season of Rings of Power. Or they made another what was it that you said, oh yeah, we've got to get more of that? Who was saying, yes, give me more of the fat black elf or dwarf or whatever it was? I can't even know.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was the I had quite a lot of pressure from people watching my channel, the Spacebook channel, the non-Doctor Who stuff, who said, why are you not talking about this Rings of Power show? Because I thought, well, I should be watching this. It's the most expensive genre show ever made. And I thought, well, and I just thought, well, hang on a minute. I watched Discovery for all those years to get to the place, and after 3 or 4 seasons, I felt about that the way I feel about Rings of Power before I've even watched it. So it's probably it's probably an indicator that I should give this one a pass. You know.
Yeah, look, again, with me bailing of Star Trek Discovery, that was the watershed, right? At that point, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can't watch shows. No, like my life's so much better for not watching Star Trek Discovery or giving a shit how, like, who cares?
And when you read about the next silly Star Trek movie idea they've come up with, you just think, go off and play in the corner. Yeah,
AJ prequel, who cares? Literally, no one. These are just idiot executives. You know who they are? I'll tell you exactly who they are. They're the same people who back in the 80s, imagine a man in a business suit, right? Sitting down and going to his boss. So I've got it. This is what we're going to do. I'm bongo. They drink it in the Congo, right? And then the boss goes, that's the one. That's what we need. It's the same mentality. I mean, I on your stream, I think Charlotte was saying that there's somebody's certainly going to have a sit down and talk with Russell about the rate. No, they're not. Has anybody ever sit down and talk with Kathleen Kennedy? No. And they still keep like, oh, let's churn out some more shit that nobody wants under any circumstances. And they do. Anyway, what time is your stream on? Your
The show is on at 8:00. That's just myself and Ian Levine. But when you've got as much gob as Ian has got, and I don't think you mind me saying that, that's probably all you're going to need. So be sure, be there from 8 p.m. and you're going to get a couple of hours worth of uncensored Ian Levine action. So it's all of his reconstructions. All the recriminations, we drag it all out. You get his reviews of all 4 episodes of the new season of Doctor Who and loads of other things. He just drops stuff in. When you're talking to a character like Ian, he'll just drop out something about somebody really quite famous or about a pivotal Doctor Who event that he was there at. Oh yeah, because that was nearly Sutek who was in that, or that was nearly the Cybermen who and you go, what? And he goes, oh yeah, some of this stuff is not documented, and he's just an endlessly interesting guy. Great company, despite, and people look at me strangely when I say that. Ian is really, really good company. And
he's very personable, right? He's like the Nigel Farage of Doctor
Who. Don't let him hear you say that. But there's a lot of...
It's always very, very personable, right?
No, I agree. I mean, Ian's got... Another thing about Ian that I found is that when you think you know... there are some people you get when you get to know them a little, or even through their public profile, their public persona, you get a fair idea what their opinion's going to be about something. Ian is always surprising us as a community with his views about one thing or another, and it's exactly the same when you talk to him in person as well. You think, whoa, I didn't see that coming, or I never looked at it that way. So for all the bluster and all the passion, he's a man of his own views. He doesn't run with the herd at all, and I think that we need people like that.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, he's a bit of an inspirational figure, which is strange, but yeah, he really is. Has he listened to any of the Big Finish stuff, any of the audio stuff, or not?
He has. He loved. I can't remember. He definitely spoke about this on one of our shows. He loved Big Finish when it first began.
Well, we all did, didn't we?
Yeah, but I think he feels that it's. I think he he loved it. I think he respected it, and I know he supported it. But he believes that Doctor Who is a TV show and doesn't really work.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and I know numerous people who feel that way.
I think they're producing way too much material for it is essentially an ancillary product, and plus it's like people aren't spending money anymore. One second, this just came out. I think that I have to wrap up soon, but this just came out. This is the cover for the next Sixth Doctor one, and the Trials of a Time Lord. I don't know.
Again, another pun. It's another pun for the. Did they come up with the title first and then decide to build the box set around the title, like the Quinn dilemma? Probably, yeah.
So it looks like it's got something to do with the Five Doctors. That's a time scoop there. Bit of Davros, Cybermen. But yeah, look. After the last one, the Quinn dilemma, I'm just like, no, thank you. Right? I'm just burnt out with this stuff. I'm just done. Really, I am. If it's something that I got the first Dark Gallifrey thing, the Morbius one, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't that engaging. Anyway, so I didn't bother to get the second one. Somebody shared it with me, right? So I could listen to a review. I'm still like it was 45 minutes and I got like 10 more minutes to go. I don't really care. I mean, it's vaguely interesting, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't know what a character like Morbius, an actor like Samuel West, and they can't.
The worst covers ever seen in the entire. Those covers must have hurt sales because I didn't. I had to force myself to buy the first one. Anyway, do you have anything other than anything interesting come up you would like to?
No, we've got several things recorded. So we've got the podcast reviews are on the way for the episodes of the season so far. We're back with the live stream this coming Thursday, Type 40 Live, 8 p.m. on Thursday as always, and more next week as well as we sort of move things around. We jiggle around a little bit. We've got a few people who've been ill and AWOL over the last couple of weeks, which has thrown things out of whack a little. But I think we're almost back to full strength again. So head over to the Type 40 channel by all means and get subbed if you're not already. I never ask people to subscribe anymore because nobody does. Just wasting my breath.
I'm very bad at it as well, but I try and remember, but I normally fail. Fine. I think with that, I'm going to wrap up. I'm back on Thursday. We're going to do a preview of Dot and Bubble, which before I heard it was a Shooty Light episode, a Shooty and Millie Light episode. I was like, this one looks like the most Doctor Who episode so far from the trailer. Right, monsters. This one actually looks like it's doing what Doctor Who's supposed to do. Hopefully, bigger. I don't know. Again, even though I like the beginning of 73 Yards, I thought it was good as entertainment. I didn't think it was that good as Doctor Who. No, it just felt like more like an M.R. James thing, which I like. I like that a lot. Just it's not Doctor Who. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, with that, you got half hour to go and get yourself something to eat and get yourselves back in front of your phone or computer or whatever for the cyber filth, the revelations that will be leaking out in half an hour. He cried. The links in the chat. I'm gonna sign off here. I'm gonna say hit the broadcast button. Gonna hit it again. Say good night, good luck, and may